Moving on to Blanca's question. It says, my spouse and I, we're 33 years old, each invest 15% and 20% into our 401k with over 6 figures. We invest another 8% instead of paying down the mortgage early. Some great stuff sounding like. But we have $15K in credit card debt.
Ooh.
Do we go back to the financial order of operations and tackle this?
Do you go back? Did you download the financial order of operations?
Sounds like you need to start, which is great. Go download it.
Because I need to
Cool down.
He's heated again, guys. Fired up.
But hold on.
This is honestly a great question. Can we
He's
dial it back?
great. That's I don't understand.
Let's attack this
Right.
pragmatically. We don't know the interest rate on your credit card, right? So let's assume that it's a 0% teaser rate that you have this $15,000 of debt on before it goes to the astronomical rate. Daniel, what's the average credit card rate right now? It's like 18.3%.
No, it's getting close to 21%.
It's almost 21%. I was, horseshoes. 21% average credit card interest rate right now. Before it gets there, if you have 0%, you got to make sure it pays it off. If, however, you are paying 21% interest on that credit card, I think you have to kind of like, all things shut down, stop right now, pay off that credit card debt, get that noose out from around your neck. So I would go back to step 3. I would satisfy that high interest debt, and then I would do it as quickly as possible, and I get right back on the train to financial order of operations.
Yeah, my analogy, cause what's in my head right now is Price is
Does that have
Right.
anything to do with orange concentrate?
No, Price is Right, and in that game where they're like yo, he's going up and the price, and the guy falls off the cliff.
Whoa!
I don't know how we got to, because there's a disconnect. Go to moneyguy.com/resources. You got the financial order of operations. Let's dissect this. Step 2, employer money. That's part of that 20% going in the 401k. I'm very proud of you and your spouse for doing that. But then somehow, okay, we were like, okay, $15,000 credit card debt. Let's go on to 4. No, we broke it right there. But we'll keep going. 4 is emergency reserves. Hopefully you got that. 5 is Roth. I didn't. You said you had 8% in additional savings and investment. You didn't tell us what it was in, but I'm hoping it's like in the Roth or a health savings account, something like that. And then we get to step 6, max out retirement. I'm back to, how did we get past 3? Where in the world did we have credit? Now, I get it. You're saying 0%. Somebody might be playing that.
Let's be pragmatic here.
No,
we don't know all the details.
No, I think you pay that off. Pay off the credit cards. Love that you're saving for the future. But credit cards are a disaster. Remember, and I don't even like playing the 0%
balance transfer game. Don't do that.
It's no different than the buy now, pay later, because they're counting on you to have something happen in your life that makes it where you can't pay it off in that period of time, that teaser period that they're giving you. They're hoping that you fall into the trap. So instead of thinking, because have you ever seen those games? Like you think about a movie. I can't remember which movie it was. They took the knife and they put their hand out and they're like, and they're beating the knife around their fingers. Yep. Have you seen those? Just because you can play that game and keep your fingers once or twice, or Russian roulette, and you can do it and you come away, doesn't mean you should be playing that game.
Yeah, agreed.
So don't play those crazy games and win those stupid prizes for stupid games with stupid prizes if you don't have to. Avoid credit card use is okay if you're paying them off in full every month. If you have any credit card debt, even with the 0% interest rate, I say no way.
Yeah, I'd be curious what behavior got you there, because that's probably even the bigger question, the strategy to get out of it. How'd I get into this mess? Are you and your spouse, it sounds like you're doing great, you're great savers. Why do you have credit card debt in the first place? Is there something going on in your spending behavior where you're living above your means? You're like, oh, no, we're saving. But if you're racking up debt, you're kind of canceling it out a little bit. So I would do a self-assessment. I would revisit the budget and say, man, can we actually afford the life that we're living? Or are there some things that we need to trim back so that we don't get into this? Because I've seen so many family members do this. They'll go through a course or they'll do whatever and they'll pay off all the credit card debt. And then like 9 months later, they're right back in the same spot. And then they'll rinse and repeat and get right back in the same spot. You got to change the behavior if you want a different outcome than you've had historically. Now, one final question for you on this, Brian. Where was the yodeler? I did not get where it came in.
It didn't work.
Okay.
You know,
I
I
just
don't
wanna make
know.
sure.
Was it like they
Look,
seemed like they were doing really great,
no,
and
see,
then they did
this fell back down.
This
50K
brain,
debt?
I love it. That's the secret sauce. Is this weirdo brain that I have in my head? It has all these other crazy quirks that I try to keep hidden so y'all don't see my crazy. But it's it didn't really connect.
Hey,
I
it keeps
was
it
sitting
fun.
here. One word of that you see where my brain. Go watch America's Got Talent, so you know to get your release on that, so you don't feel like you need to juggle chainsaws or throw knives at your spouse. You just go watch somebody else do that, and you stay on the tried and true path. The
That
credit
works.
card debt is dangerous, so don't mess with it.
That works.